Good evening and welcome to Thrifty Thursday. So no fabric sale tonight, but I thought I would give you a little demo instead. I have been, yes, I don't think there's anybody watching. Oh yes, people are coming on now. So I wonder what you've been up to today, and I wonder who is joining me this evening. Warm day again, and I wonder what it's been like for you. It's been quite a busy day here as, hi Angie, I have been packing orders. Hello Lindsay. So all day long, evening Christine, I have been trying to get all the orders out. Not all out yet. Hello Linda, but a fair few have gone. So a lot more cutting to do. I haven't, I don't think I've spoken to anybody today because I've just been up to my eyes in it. But I hope you're all well. It's been a bit muggy, so cutting fabric is not ideal. I can see Jill's watching. That means she's not making one of those angular pouches. Hello Heather. I haven't looked back on Facebook to see. Hello Chris. And there she is. Hello Jill. Have you made any more than 2? Because I think that's really good going. Hello Sue. Having only watched last night. Hello Leslie. And she's made 2 already. Good evening Karen. Yes, we're fine. A little bit weary, had a busy week, had a busy day every day. Hello Ellen. It's warm with you, is it? Hello Jules. Yes, it is very warm here. Hello Alison. And hello Josie. It's been a good day, but most days are. Hello Barbara and all the group members. You've had, yes, we've had some lovely rain overnight. Hasn't rained here today. It's felt like it at times. Only 2, but you've been in work. Oh, I'll forgive you. 2 is amazing. And you can't be sewing under the counter, can you now? Hello Christine, you're on time. I'm on time as well. Lovely. Oh, everybody loves that quilt. We'll have to do that. Hello Janet. It's quite simple, just a bit of a plique. Hello Christine, you like it too. Evening Liz. Oh, lovely to see lots of you here tonight. You know, I was thinking Thursday nights are usually a sale. So those people who are still waiting on your fork pins, hello Judith. I think this is for you, Judith. I think it was you that said, how about a snail trail? Hello Sarah. You've had rain today. And it's raining in South Wales, Chris. Oh dear. Leslie's just finished the angular pouch and posted it, and you picked the same fabric as Rhonda. Wow, what a great idea. Oh, so Rhonda must have made one too. I haven't noticed that yet. You'd love to do the quilt behind me. Which one? Because there's 3. Which one of the 3, Karen? I shall have to change them because they've been up there a little while now. And there's plenty more where those came from. Hello Linda, lovely to see you. Yes, so fork pins, don't worry, because I know some of you are just waiting, and it's a great idea to wait until you buy something else, and I'll pop them in with that order, because they would be, I don't know, $2.95 postage. Oh, it was Judith, that's lovely. Oh, the hearts, yes, yeah. So, yes, not a problem at all. I've got a list of people, and I've still got some here for you, so don't worry about that. It's good rain. It's a good rain. It's not pennant. No, that's right. But it's not being washed away in Barry. Aha. Hello, Jacqueline. That's a new name. Welcome this evening. If that's the first time you've commented, as I usually say, I don't recognise. I'm not familiar with the name, but Lindsay will usually say to me, "Oh, Jacqueline's in the Make to Swap group, or the Miniature Quilt group, or." Well, any other groups that we have, because we have quite a few. So welcome anyway. Any meet time? Oh, any meet time Saturday. You all love the heart quilt, right? I shall have to do that. Hello, Leslie. Oh, good. You are back, aren't you? That's fabulous. It must mean that perhaps we did something right. But on the other hand, the lovely ladies, as you saw, they don't do anything wrong. You know, it's just lovely. Hello, Sheila. Sheila says hi to everybody. And there's Jane. Hello, Jane. Hello, Linda. There you go. There come the welcomes, Jacqueline. Straight away. Ah, so it must be a new name. So, Jacqueline. Hello, Susan. You're back. Could the hearts be a mini quilt? Yeah, absolutely could, Barbara. I've got so many. I'm afraid. Oh, Sue's just joined. Lovely. I've got so many ideas for mini quilts. I could actually do a mini quilt every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I can't because not all of you like patchwork, but I like to combine a little bit. That's why I thought we'll do Snail Trail tonight, because we did do a pouch last night. I must do a bag at some time. I've got ideas for those as well, but it's just a time thing. I can't be cutting and packing orders and sewing as well. But I must admit, these last couple of months, I've done a lot more pleasurable sewing. Well, it's always pleasurable, but not in a rush and doing things in my own time and thinking up things. So it's been wonderful. But we'll be back to it in September, back on the TV. Oh, you're not in any groups yet, Jacqueline. Right. So I would say the main one from here is the Trisha Sews group. If you search for that, and the sew is S-O, Trisha Sews, and that group is a private group, and it's where we all share our makes in that group and inspire each other. And there are some fantastic ladies in there, and you'll love what you see. So just search for it at the top of the page, perhaps afterwards, and you have to request to join, and I'm sure Lindsay will approve you, and you'll be in there and you can have a look at what we do. Oh, there's another welcome. Oh, the heart quilt would look good in French General. French General's going down quite quickly. So, yeah, I'm thinking I might have to restock on certain ones. Learning as you go, and you found the PDF. Fantastic. Now, most of you, the vast majority, found the PDF and have been able to print it off. Some of you couldn't find it, but I get used to that. But I promise you, one day you will find a glut of them on your computer, and you'll think, oh my goodness, why didn't I find it there? But always, when you've gone onto the website to actually buy the PDF for £0, but on there you can see down, I think the left hand side, it says my account, and if you click on that, it will have all the downloads that you've bought through the website on there. So it will be there, as well as a link that has come through for you to download it. So you know, just keep trying. The thing is, if you don't try to find it, more often than not it will go into a junk or an other folder, and it's sitting there, and because it's more likely because the computer is not used to that particular email and thinks it's spam, so it just pushes it aside, and where it goes to on your computer I can't tell, but that's what it's doing. So once it is marked as not junk or not spam, it will go into your main folder, so hopefully you'll find them from there. Hello Patricia, and all these welcomes, there we are. Hello Yvonne, and hello Diane. Good evening to you. Is that another new name? If you haven't commented before, welcome. You know, lots of people just watching the wings. I do that in some groups, you just like to have a look. But thank you for commenting. It's nice to know that you're there, and a warm welcome to this little group of lovely ladies. Evening Jan and Pat, did you hear you say you'll have to do? I will have to do it, Pat, I will. And you will be amazed at how easy it is. I'll do it in a miniature quilt as well, because what we're doing tonight is on a normal scale, but I will be doing a snail trail on in miniature as well. I'm going to have so many miniatures. I should probably take them on the TV as well. So you will be in there first and have yours all ready. Hello Deborah, and hello Jacqueline. You like the heart quilt a lot. Oh, wonderful. What snail trail? I would say, Angie, wait and see. But it's I've done 2 already. Now, to show how easy they are, I came upstairs. I was going to go downstairs, but I came upstairs. And then I thought, oh, why am I doing it up here? And I made 2 within probably 20 minutes. I made 1 and I thought, I've got time to make another. So they are made in 2s, and making them in 2s means it all makes up quicker. And nearly everything I do, which has given me another idea as well, is friendly, is charm pack friendly, is mini charm or mini charm friendly as well. And you'll notice if you bought the what did I call it now, the mini quilt, which was the star quilt, that one has 1 1/4 inch strips. Now if you think about it, 1 1/4 is half of a jelly roll strip, half of 2 1/2. So it is also, you can also get from your charm pack 4 strips that are 1 1/4. And I think you may have seen in the group, now who was it? Was it Barbara? I think it was Barbara, who did the wildflower, the Moda wildflower charm pack, and had used that for her strips. And I thought how lovely that looked. A little bit different, a little bit more depth. I like the ones that I've done, and I like the one that everybody else has done, because different colour schemes are really, it just makes it sing, doesn't it? So there's Janet. Hello, Janet, and hello, Sue. Let's see, don't know. Yes, I'll say about Saturday. Michael's only after bringing me an ice cream from the ice cream. Oh, how nice, Ellen. I could do with one of those. Hello, Alison. Don't worry, we've only just started. Yeah, Snail Trail is a quilt block. That's right. I loved your handbag hanky holder. Yes, you made loads and loads. Fantastic. Do you know, I think that is possibly the best money-raising project that you can do, because it is very quick. And if you've only got 10 minutes to spare to do a little bit of sewing, you can make one. If you've got half an hour, you could probably make 6, because you can chain piece it all, and they're so satisfying because they always look great. So well done on that, and I hope you will make lots and lots of money. Hello, Beverly, and there's Jacqueline. Oh, you're welcome, Jacqueline. And hello, Carolyn. There we are. Welcomes. Another Norfolk lady. Wow, Jacqueline's in Norfolk then. I didn't see that. Lovely. Haven't got to Norfolk yet. I must. I need a holiday, don't I? But I haven't had one. So, hello, Shirley. And hello, Sharon, over in Northern Ireland. Oh, welcome to all the newbies. Hello, Patty. Welcome. We'll get to the end. Hello, Liz. Hello, Caroline. Yes, Caroline. Hello, Jean, and all the fellow sewers. Hello, Diane. Diane, now I probably have seen that name before, but welcome this evening as well. And there's just so many. As Lindsay puts, welcome to all the new people. You know me and remembering names that I've read. I'm terrible, you know. I could remember all sorts of everything from ages ago, but you've just arrived. Oh, lovely, Joanna. Oh, you'll have a lovely time. I did, whilst I was having a coffee, I did happen to see, hello, Annie. New name? I don't know. Welcome, anyway. Lovely to see you this evening. I was going to say, I did watch a little while I was having a coffee. Hello, Linda. You love your new pink cushion kit. I know. I'll take that on the telly as well, because I haven't seen anybody doing that at all. Well, it shouldn't be, because, no, I did make one ages ago. I'm sure we did it in a Trisha time, but we didn't make it up into a pink cushion just like that. Yes, I was watching a little bit of John Cole Morgan showing some of the quilts at the Festival of Quilts, and he was in the miniature section. I haven't watched it all because I drank my coffee quite quickly, and I thought I haven't got time to sit and watch this, but oh, I was loving it. And when I sit down this evening, I'm sure I shall finish off but I have my own look on Saturday. Yes, as I was saying, I adore miniature quilts. I don't know how it came up, but it's just that they are also so satisfying because they don't take too long to make, and a different little technique in each one. And you know what I'm doing for some of them is taking a larger scale block and just sizing it down, and by making it charm pack, mini charm, and this one tonight is layer cake friendly, so very little waste from it as well. Oh, Caroline saw it as well. Yes, I know. I'm a little bit more of a traditional patchwork. I like my squares and my half square triangles. I like a plique as well. Yeah, haven't seen them all yet, Liz, but the ones I did see, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of, I thought, oh, that is lovely, lovely. Pat, you're going to the festival tomorrow. You're really excited. You've never been before. I haven't been for a little while. I did used to go each year, but no, things came up, didn't they? Like little viruses. Hello, Janet and everyone. We'll have to catch. Oh dear, never mind. Yes, watch on catch up. Hello, Jean. Lovely to see you tonight. Yes. So Saturday. I think what we'd better do for a meet-up, perhaps if we said 1 o'clock, and possibly I would say in the foyer part, you know, before, I can't think what the entrance numbers are, but there's always in the outside the halls. I think there's 2 halls. Who's that saying evening? Oh, Jill. Hello, Jill. Evening to you. And Joanna's never been before either. You will love it. You will absolutely love it. And I know some people are going for a couple of days. I know some people are going for all 4. So if you're taking on any of the workshops, you know, obviously you probably do need more than a day. Because they're quite good value, and you get to see some of the celebrities, if you like, and some other that aren't perhaps so well known out there in media. Oh, I think it is, Jill. Yes, it is a bit too far. Have a mug rug in your pocket. Yes, I ought to, didn't I? Sticking out of my top pocket. I don't even know what I'm wearing yet. Hello, Kelly. That's another new name, isn't it? I can't remember. But welcome. Lovely to see you this evening. Sue's going to see Harrogate. Yeah. Part of being invited. Oh, lovely. I'll have to look at those dates because I would love to come up there. See what I'm doing and see if it fits in. Hello, Susan. Shirley went last year, was quiet. Didn't look, mind you, on John Cole Morgan's one, it didn't look extremely busy. But do you know what? I've been when it is extremely busy. And I don't like it too busy at any time. So, yeah, we'll see. For the stall holders, I would like it to be fairly busy. But, you know, for the stall holders, if it's not very busy, but everybody buys, it's not a problem. It can be as busy, shoulder to shoulder. And if nobody's buying because they can't get to the stalls, you know, there's sort of 2 ways of looking at everything. So a nice crowd, but not heaving. We don't like that. Yes, too far for Jeeta. Jeeta, your fabric's gone out today. I remembered doing it. Diane finally remembered. Oh, no problem, Diane. Hello, Angela. Oh, that's it, got to the bottom of those. So on a Thursday, the train strike. Oh, yes, I know. I think I've seen people selling or trying to sell their tickets because the train's being cancelled. It is, it's a real pain, isn't it? Let me have a look. Yes, Joanna would like to do more than 1 day, but not sure hubby would have been impressed at the craft war for many years in November, and that used to be always manic. I know. Oh, you're welcome, Jeeta. You enjoy. It was lovely. And, oh, yes, those strips. You are going to love them. And I look forward, yes, I've got that to do as well. Because I know you're going to make, we won't let on what you're going to make, but I have a plan in mind too. So, yeah, we will see. I'm sure you'll get yours done quicker than me. But that red French General is absolutely stunning colour. The Great Northern Quilt, 16th of September. Oh, it's not too far away then. Yeah, that will be a couple of days before, or the day before my show. Oh, Jules is going to drag your husband around the Harrogate one. Right. Well, what I will say, if I don't have my usual slot for the show in September, it may be that I might have to do some different days. I don't know. I should be ringing next week just to find out what is going on and where they're going to fit me. And are you hoping? Because it'd be lovely to meet some of you northern gals up in Harrogate. And Harrogate's such a lovely place. Can't remember, but one of you lives in Harrogate, don't you? Or your address is Harrogate. And I thought, oh, how nice. So there'll be quite a crew of you going there. So any of you who are there on Saturday, oh, live in Harrogate, who is that? Sue. I knew somebody did, Sue. I've only ever been to Malvern. I went to Malvern once, years and years and years ago. But I might get there next year. Ah, who knows. I want to go to as many as I possibly can. The only one I've been to yet is Springfield, and that was really nice. Yes, Sue. Yes, so, oh, Jane made your tuffet in French General. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. You would have to swim to come over, Patricia. Yeah, you might, if you got the, oh no, you're down south, so, yeah, NEC's a bit, yeah, I tell you who is really good. There's a few people Birmingham way, or if you are in, where is it? Social Studio is in, not Telford. Sue likes the Malvern show. You're closer to that, Sue, aren't you? Oh my goodness, I can never remember. It's just past the NEC turn, and it's not Telford, Tamworth. Tamworth, that's what I'm trying to think of. There's people live in Tamworth, I know. Shirley lives in Birmingham. Oh, so it's handy for you. Very handy indeed. And also, you're quite, you're a lot closer than I am to Harrogate as well. So probably a very good spot to live in the country, in the middle. So yes, you are, yes. I'll get there one day. I'll get there. I know it was a smaller venue, but I liked it very much. Okay, Joy. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I went to the cinema. I was only saying that the other day. I think it was to see the 101 Dalmatians about 27 years ago. Oh, of course, yes, Ellen's Northern Ireland, so yes. Come in on the end. Oh, never mind, Val. No, haven't finished yet. I haven't started demoing, so. Oh, Jill's in Kent. Harrogate's northwards. I would say it's above Leeds, below Manchester, to the west of, no, to the east of Liverpool. I'm not very good. I sort of know up and down and across, a bit like that. Hello, Sheila. So it's a fair way. Pity there's no shows in Wales. No, there's not, is there? It's about time, because obviously Wales is a beautiful part of the country. Oh, North Yorkshire, okay. Yes, Harrogate, North Yorkshire. 4 to 5 hours, yeah, probably would be. Malvern Hills is closer to you. Susan. Oh, right. Hope you make it next year. Yes, yes. I'll see what I can do. Nothing in South Wales or any part of Wales. Sue's only been to the Festival of Quilts at the NEC once, and it was incredible. Yeah, years ago, it always was very, very... It was the highlight of the Patchworkers year. So, no shows in the Southwest either. No. I think the only little ones, or the smaller ones, like... What do they call themselves? I can't think. But there is... I think Kerry from Living in Loveliness has done some in Kent. I think there's the odd one in Kent. Oh, but the Southwest, no. Cornwall, Devon, no. Don't think there are. It's about time. Probably it's because there would be a mass exodus from the rest of the country into the southwest, and it would block everywhere. Oh, Patricia was involved in a sheep event. Oh, lovely. Ideal place for sheep. Right. You could all get in a rowing boat and start out tomorrow to be there. Yes, you could. Who's going to, have you all got oars? Are you all rowing together? Or is just one sitting at the back and doing the rowing? Or you could take it in turns, couldn't you? Oh, and Harrogate's not far from your holiday caravan. Fabulous. No, there's, the SEC. They do something in Glasgow, I think. If you check it out, because at the moment I keep getting an email or a message, or is it a Facebook one? They're giving huge discounts off of tickets. The SEC, I don't know what it stands for. Perhaps it's the Scottish Exhibition Centre. Like the NEC, there's the SEC in Glasgow, and they do one, but they were offering at least 40% off of tickets for later on in the year. So that says to me, I don't think they're expecting loads of people to actually go, but we'll see. Kelly lives in Durham. There's nothing there either. Oh dear, it's not good, is it? But there's never any shows near you on the south coast. Oh, I don't know what to say. Nothing in Scotland either. Now have a look for the SEC. S for sugar, EC, and it must be called, because it's the it's the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham. So it might be the Scottish. Yes, it could be, couldn't it? Leslie would, Jill says that she would go to the southwest if there was one. South coast. Yeah, so would I. Hello, Karen. They say it's too far to come. Barbara's never been to a culture. Oh, if you can get to one, I would. By the time Ellen gets into the rowing boat, you both would be there and back again. You ladies are so funny. They would all end up with meaty arms. Yes, there is, Duxford and Newark. There's one in Newark as well. And it's the same people that do Springfields. As I say, that was quite nice. Not too huge, but it gave me, I did that little video, didn't I? That little live one showing some of the quilts there. And they were, I think Sandy Lush was the name. Beautiful. You could spend a fortune. I did wonder whether to take, the Scottish Conference Centre. Oh, the SCC. Lovely. Thank you, Gita. I was just guessing. It just seems these days that everybody likes to use abbreviations without telling you what they mean in the beginning. I had this yesterday. I'd had my annual blood test, and then I had a letter to say if I could make an appointment with the IFG nurse at the GP surgery. And I'm thinking, what on earth is that? Somebody suggested it was infertility, but I laughed because at my age, I don't think infertility would have a lot to do with me. And I thought, what on earth is it? It didn't, for blood test results, what is that all about? But what it means is, I can't remember it now, impaired something, glycemia. So pre-diabetic. Googled it, and that's what it is. So, that's okay. I've got to do something about it, haven't I? And then today, with all the A-level results coming out, they were talking about T-levels. What's a T-level? I've never heard of it. So again, I Google it, and it's a vocational one. So it could be with apprenticeship, this type of thing, which is absolutely great. But I've never heard them talk about T-levels. Just say the word or explain first of all. And then Paul Martin as well. He'd had his blood test done, and he rang up to get results and something else. And then they said he needed he needed a T3. What's a T3? I mean, if you are a doctor's receptionist or you're in the medical professions, you would know. But to, you know, layman like myself, I didn't know what a T3 is. But a T3 is a thyroid, a blood test for thyroid function. Well, if they put that in the letter, or if she said that, he might have known. But Martin being Martin, he said, what's that then? You know, not just going along with what was being said. Anyhow, Newark. Newark's upwards from me as well, Jane. It's off the A1, because I passed it when I used to travel to Durham. Oh, it was the Creative Craft Show at the SCC. Yes, so I'm sure that is somewhere up there. Quick shot at Sandown Park. There was, that's right. I've been there once before, long time ago. Pat belongs to a small sewing group. We've entered a group quilt into the festival. Fabulous, that is great. Leslie's about 2 and a bit hours from Kent. I'm on the other side of Portsmouth. Oh, that's right, yes. Would love to go to a sewing group by me. Oh, yes, Angela, there's not enough about, are there? Yes, let's see. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that's right. Much better to have BTECs, T-levels, all that sort of thing. And to get an A-star distinction, brilliant. Well done him. Nearly missed Lorna. Yeah. Oh, Jack, yes. So you know that, but he didn't know it. I don't know. So well done. Well done, Barbara's grandson. Fantastic. I haven't got any, there's no children or grandchildren of that age yet, but I'm sure the time will come very, very quickly. Let's see. Right, okay. I better stop waffling away to show you how to do a snail trail. So here is a snail trail. Now, what I would say is, when you get more than one together, they look, oh, let's have a look. What's going to make me chuckle? Lots of things make me chuckle, Jill. You had surgery on Saturday at hospital. Jill, we need to do a pregnancy test. Me, I had a hysterectomy last year. You still need to do one. You're so young. I was 41 when I had my hysterectomy. Couldn't believe it. Blimey. I think that would be a miracle. Yes, yes. That's good. Sometimes I don't think they read notes, do they? So, it's good to have a laugh, though, isn't it, Jill? Hello, Elaine. I'm not quite started, so we're fine. Fine. This, yeah. Now, would you say, actually, it looks difficult? Probably does, but there's my other one, and you'll be able to see, have I got them both up the same way? Let me just have a look. If we've got them the same way, yes. So they can be, so let's just put them side by side. I'm going to have 4 by the time we finish. So they're going the same way, but we could rotate them a little bit and put them into a block so that they're turning. But as I say, from a distance, when they're all joined together, they are a lot more, they are very effective. And especially if you do deeper colours than me. So this one was from, I think, the Summer Playtime 30s layer cake, which I did start to do something with my octagon rulers. Is it FPP? No, you can do it FPP. Who was that saying? Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Diane. You could do it FPP, but we are going to do it. Hello, Jackie. You just got in. I'm sure you're exhausted, Jackie. I hope you enjoyed yourself. So, we're going to do it. This is, honestly, if you want to grab yourself a bit of paper, I drew how I was going to do it, but I've got it in my head now. Hello, Wendy. Oh, you've just come back. Okay. Okay. So this is it. You did one once in a class, but you knew you would have any. Oh, yeah. It is. It is. So, here we go. I'm going to do some cutting. So I have... where have my pieces of fabric gone? It's typical. I have two. I have them all up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably fallen on the floor. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, for goodness sake. Bear with. Bear with. 1, 2. I can't. I suppose I only brought 2 up, did I? I decided. Right, let's have a look down here. Just whilst. There we are. Whilst I run downstairs, because I think, as I was going to do it yesterday, downstairs, I've left it down there. Right, I'm back. I'm back. I thought perhaps I'll bring my little notebook up here so that I can... Here we are. I have got the other 2 pieces now. So they come from the same layer cake, so I know they will work together. So I'll pop those out of the way. Now, what I've got 1 layer cake piece, and then I've just cut myself a 10-inch square in white fabric. So we're going to lay them on top of each other, and the cutting we're going to do, so they're perfectly aligned there, the cutting we're going to do is going to make 2 blocks from those 2 squares. So, if you've got a pen and paper ready, where do you get the dancers? But I don't know where they are, but a lot of people have found them on there. They'll be in the emojis. Right, so I haven't brought my phone up either, so I can't see any comments. So a layer cake, or a piece from a layer cake, is 10 inches. So let's just pop that across there. As you can see, that's 10 inches square. So the first thing we're going to do, make sure, don't put any pins in this, just make sure it is beautifully lined up at all the edges. And then we're going to cut in half one way. So I'm lining up 5 inches at this edge. So I've got my rotary cutter in hand. I am standing up to do this. So just pop that on there. And we can move this piece away because we're not cutting that at the moment, but I'm leaving them nicely together. And then with this piece, which is 5 inches now by 10, we're going to cut this into 5-inch squares. So just line that up perfectly and cut down there. And so we now have, because we've got 2 layers, we've got a white and the lilac, we've got 4 5-inch pieces. And with these, we are going to cut in half once diagonally. So line up your ruler across the diagonal and cut through all 4. So there's those 2 to give me 4 pieces. And here is another 2. So we're cutting these 5-inch squares into triangles and just set those aside. Then we're going to take in the other piece and what we're going to do now, so I've laid that horizontally, we are going to cut a 2.5-inch strip. Okay, so I'm lining up the 2.5-inch at this edge and I'm going to cut along there. Set that aside, and then we're going to turn this around because we know this edge was 5 inches, and we're going to cut them into 2.5-inch squares. So I'm just lining that up very carefully. Just check that this might be, oh no, that's right. So I've now got 2 mini charms, well 4 there. And again, we are going to cut these in half diagonally. Right, and then this one too, just once. There we go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 8. So we'll set those aside. So I've put those out the way over there. Then with our piece here, we're now going to turn it this way, and we are going to cut a 3.5 inch strip. So the first was 5, and then we did 2.5. Now we're doing 3.5. So you can see my 3.5 marker there, and I'm going to just hold that down, making sure it's all aligned at the end. So there is my 3.5, and we're going to do exactly the same with that. Swivel that around, and we're going to cut 2 3.5 inch squares. So this is the bit. So cut down there, there's 1, and this is the little bit that we have waste. Okay, but I'm sure we can find something to do with that. There we are. So that little bit is waste. And here we have our 3.5 inch squares. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these on the diagonal too. So across there and across here, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are like the middle size. So I'm just putting those in the middle there, that you can see there. But I put the biggest ones there, middle size, and baby there. Now this little strip we have left here is actually 1.5. We'll just check, but it is 1.5 inches wide. There is the most minimal. I'm going to trim it off so it is exactly 1.5. But there's the tiniest little bit. Now these 2 strips here, that's all the cutting we do. Okay. These strips here are going to make, I don't know if you noticed from our block, here we have a 4 patch. If I hold it that way, there's a 4 patch. And that's what we're going to make first of all. And we'll be able to make two of these blocks, 2 4 patches. So the 4 patch are actually, when stitched together, 1 inch square, but they started off at 1.5 inches, which is why we have our 1.5 inch strip here. So I'm just going to move this. Let's move those over here so that you can see them. So that really is our little bit of waste, and I'll set that over there because I don't need to. So I'm going to bring you in to the needle here so that you can see, and we do need to put our strip right sides together. So let us just align our strips. So had I put them right, so the 2 10 inch squares right sides together to begin with, it would already have been in exactly the right position. So 1/4 inch seam allowance. I like to use a 1.8 stitch length, so a small stitch length, because a short stitch length, because it gives a really good finish for patchwork. So we're just aligning those raw edges, and then we're just stitching the whole way down, just making sure that's absolutely, there we are. Now I might tonight have my little, we'll have the mini iron on, because if you do have a mini iron, I would use it, because in this particular block, it is best to iron as you go, so press as you go. So I will get my, now you see, I can't possibly have taken that downstairs. We had the plumber in the other day, and he moved, oh, here we are. He moved things around. There it is. So there is my pressing mat. There is my strips stitched together with a 1/4 inch seam. And if you remember, we like to press to the dark side. So if you have your dark fabric on the top, then what we can do is we will just set the seam and then press that back. So I'm just pushing that open just so that we get a nice, well, a perfect seam, and that's beautifully straight. Okay, so we have that ready now, but we'll go back to the cutting mat, because now we need to cut 1.5 inch strips. So what I'm going to do is, we can see that just there, I am first of all going to trim off an end. So we'll trim off this end, and I'm making sure a horizontal line is going straight along that seam between the two fabrics, and then just trim off. There is enough that it won't matter if you cut a little bit bigger than that, but just trim that little bit away, then turn your strip around, and then we can cut 1.5 inch pieces. So 1.5 along here, and cut. Cover the blade. 1.5. I did say we'd finished all of our cutting, didn't I? And cut. But it's just these 4. So that's 2 we've got. Whoops, 1.5. So I'm lining up this. I can see this is 1.5 here. I'm lining that straight edge, then along here, and I'm just making sure that that is parallel with my line, so I know that is perfectly straight. Hold the ruler down. So that's 3 we've got, and now we're on to number 4. So by lining up, it's basically having a black line around where you're cutting, and it just means that you'll get perfect 4 patches. So there we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do 1. We'll see if we get time to do 2. But I'll take the 2 pieces here, and what we'll do now, to make a 4 patch, we twist one around so that we have, that's the wrong way, so that we have the white over the lilac and the lilac over the white. We put them right sides together, and then we just nest those seams. Now this is where your fork pins, I haven't got any up here, the fork pins with 2 prongs go either side. One goes either side. You just put it in, and it will hold those together to give you that perfect nesting just there. So we will pop that under the machine. I'm just going to hold my fingers on there because I haven't got my pins up here. And then I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch seam down that short edge, joining the 2 together, and hopefully, yeah, we have got that perfect intersection in the middle there, and that is what you want. So let's just get the iron again, because we do need to press that, and it doesn't matter this time. We'll set the seam and then just push that back. Actually, I haven't got it on the hottest, but there we are. So just press that down. So that's, no, let's give it a bit more heat. I turned it down, so, which is why it wasn't pressing that perfectly. But if you give that a good press there, so that is ready now for our next bit. Now, the only thing you have to remember at this point is always have your coloured, or whichever one you think of, but the particular coloured square. If you're using a plain as your alternate square, always have that in the top left-hand corner. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to take our smallest triangles, like so, and with the colour in the top left, we are going to put our triangle above and below. So the first ones are those. We're going to put 1 triangle at the top and 1 of the coloured at the bottom. So we can either just pop that on and have a look from the other side, and just to get the same amount of triangle excess here at each side, but you might be a little bit off. So I find the best way to do here, and it doesn't take long at all, is to fold your triangle along that edge, give it a little crease, and then watching that crease, you can put that right side down onto that seam. And then you know I'm holding it there, it's in exactly the right place. Another little tip, so it's dead in the center. Another little tip is to sew on this side. So holding that down or pinning, whichever you like to do. We're again going to do a 1/4 inch seam. And we're going to stitch across there. If you were doing lots at the same time, I would actually chain piece, but we're just doing the one. So we've got that one there. We want this one to go at the bottom here. So again, fold it in half, little crease, or you could mark it with a pen, put a pin in there if you like, but that little crease, lay that down on the seam and put it in there, and that means that triangle is exactly in the center. So we're just flipping that over so that we can stitch on the side, and this is mainly so that you don't push your seams up. So we're going against the seam there, it's been pressed in the opposite direction, so by stitching along you can see which way it needs to go. Okay, so we have, I think I'll keep this switched on, we have our 2 triangles on already. We've got 2 white ones to come in a moment, but again we will just bring the pressing mat up to here. We can set the seams by just pressing over like that, and then we're just going to push that back. So that is beautifully set, and then the same here, because I set that seam at the same time. Okay, so we have 2. So now we need to put our white triangles at each side. So there. So I can move that around because it's easier to see. So again, I need to center the triangle. So again, I'm just going to fold that, little pinch, and we will pop that down on there. Now, as I say, you can turn that over to stitch, or just shift that over. Because we've pressed our seams very, very well, the seams aren't going to push and twist. Although you can't see them, they do work, they stay in place really well. So I've taken my second triangle, and it's along that long edge, the one which is on a bias now. So don't stretch it, just treat it with a little bit of respect, and just place that on the seam. And again, we can just hold it, turn it around, and put that under the presser foot again. So start that sewing. Just make sure those raw edges lined up like so, and cut the thread. So we're basically going to do this 3 times. So I have my iron now, so we're going to do the same thing. It's repetitive. It's stitch, press, trim. So now we have a lovely square with little bunny ears out the side there, and we now want to square this off. So what we're looking for now, I've got a ruler, this is a Dear Jane ruler, but if you've got a ruler that has a 1/4 inch seam allowance, what I am looking for is, so there's my square. I'm going to bring it in a little bit closer so that you can see exactly. So here, from here where the edge of the square is, we only want to have 1/4 inch of fabric seam allowance to the right of it, and here and here. So we're going to trim that little bit off, and what I'm going to do is put the 1/4 inch you can see this line here, which is the 1/4 inch. I want that to be on that edge, on that corner point of my square. But I'm also just looking at these other lines, the diagonal, because I want that to be perpendicular. So it may not sit on that seam line, but I want it to be running parallel, not perpendicular, running parallel with your seam, and then you know that is a perfect square. So I'm going to hold that down and just trim that little bit off, and then I'm going to move it around. Now this is a cut edge, so it's a perfectly straight edge, and now again I'm looking at this 1/4 inch line here, hitting the corner of my 4 patch, and I'm also looking at the bottom to make, I'm just going to move that up so that the horizontal line is running along that edge, and then that is running parallel to that edge, so I know that is perfect 1/4 inch. So I'm going to trim that off. Then I'm going to turn it round again. It needs 3 trims, so I'm looking at the 1/4 inch just there. I can see that fits perfectly, so I can now trim that one off too. And you'll see I'm covering my blade each time because we're moving this around so much. You don't want to leave your blade off because you're at risk of cutting yourself. So again, we're going to trim that off. So there we have our now perfect square. So it's only, as I say, a little bit of trimming. So what we did first of all was look for that square in the top left. So just look for that, the colour top left again. And so this time I'm going to take the middle squares, the middle triangles that we cut in half. So top left here, triangle, folded in half, pinch there, right sides together, and just line that with, you can see the point there, we're going to line the crease with that. Now my crease has gone a little bit, so let's just, that's it, there we are. So I'm just going to lay that down, so that's perfectly in the centre. Just going to go back a little bit now, there we are, so that you can see the needle. And then again, 1/4 inch, align those raw edges, 1/4 inch seam, and make sure those edges are still aligned and all the way across there. So we've got one side, we've got the top, now we want the one on the bottom, there. So again, we'll just fold that in half. You can guesstimate, but if you want it to turn out really well, you do, I think it doesn't take very much time at all, just to crease that in half and then move it over to the machine and start stitching again. So I'm holding my finger down, like so, and press. Don't know if I wobbled a little bit there. Oh no, that's all right. So again, we've got our white triangles left for a moment, but we're done with a smaller pressing mat up here, really. So we'll just set those seams again. And did I leave it on? No, I turned it off. So set those seams and then push them back and press that down. And then similarly here, we've already set that seam, so we'll just press that back. So we've got those two sides there. Now we want to put the white ones top and bottom. So again, we'll just press that in half, or just nip it with your fingers and seam, just find that, there we are, over to the machine, and just let the excess triangles at the end, just stitch right across that. Actually, I think I haven't done a proper 1/4 inch seam there. Let's just go back again there. It was a little bit smaller than, I wasn't looking at the side of my foot. So I'm just going to stitch back again. The side of my foot was actually wandering inwards. That's better. Okay, so we have our first white triangle. Now we want the other one here. So again, just nip that with your fingernails. And we're just going up from there. And that is central. So just hold that, or pop a pin in it if you would like to. If you feel more confident by having a pin, just holding that together. Oh, please don't. I thought they were saying, oops. I thought it was saying my bobbin thread was running out. Okay, let's see how far we get. Oh, no, it's not. So something must have happened to... oh, that's it. No, it didn't start stitching, that's what. So let's just start again over here. So, or has it? No, it hasn't stitched any of it. Okay, let's start again. Oh, yeah, that's better. Oh, close, check the thread and upper thread. There we are. You just wanted me to do it many times, I think. Oh, there we are. For goodness sake. That's it. Right. It just didn't want to stitch. There we are. So we're coming straight along. Right, I've reached that part. I think we've stitched this time. Oh, we have. Jolly good. So again, time now to press and then trim. So there is our piece. So we will press that seam, press that one, push it back, and similarly here. So we've done our stitching. We're now doing our flipping. We now need to do our trimming. So let's just bring that there, that's better. So this is, what is this, about a 4.5 or a 5 inch square. So I'm looking again at, let's just bring that in just a little bit more. That's it. Okay. So again, I am looking at this 1/4 inch line, and I'm looking here. So we will trim a little bit more off here, but I can see as well what is good. This centre line is going right through the middle of my fore patch, so I know that is straight. So there's a little bit more to trim off, but we only want that 1/4 inch there. So I'm going to get my rotary cutter, trim that one, swivel it around, and again I'm just looking for that 1/4 inch seam, and that is good. So we'll trim that little bit off. I mean, what you could do if you wanted to is just to trim it, just trim the ears off and go with what you have. But I much prefer to just have that 1/4 inch seam allowance sitting there, because it then works perfectly every time. So, okay, we're doing a little bit of trimming, but we have that perfect block there. So we have just one more round to do. So we will be doing very similar to what we did. So there is my square. Whoops, no, let's just leave that on here. There is my square, top left. So again, I'm going to take my lilac, and that one is going to go there, because there is my top left, and this is where the block is going. So pop that in half, do a little pinch, and right sides together, and I'm looking at that corner of my block and laying that on top, and then we would go straight across here. Perhaps I didn't start on whoops, so I'm just on single. I can feel that's the single fabric there, but I'm just holding that, making sure that my raw edges are perfectly aligned. And this is where, because we're trimming off, we don't really need to look. We're using our 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we don't really need to look too much at where we're stitching, because we know we have cut the 1/4 inch. We know we've trimmed off, so there's a 1/4 inch from there. So again, I've got that little crease and line that up with my raw edges there, and then I'm just going to move that over to the needle. You don't need to start right on that edge, only because there's no other fabric that it's stitching being attached to. So right, we've stitched our 2 there. So what we're going to do now is we are going to press again. So set the seam, and as these triangles get bigger, it is a lot easier to actually press them back. So that one is pressed back. Don't worry about those ears, they will come off shortly. So we've got those 2. Now we need our white ones. So swivel it around, and this white one's going to go here and one at this end as well. So exactly the same, like so. And I'm looking at that little corner there, and I'm just at, so where it was 1/4 inch away, and pop that. You could do the other one at the same time, and then just pin it in place so that you could just switch immediately to stitching the other side. Just lift that up just to make sure that those raw edges are always aligned to give us our perfect 1/4 inch. And then our last one before we trim, this one is going here. So again, if this fabric had a pattern on it, we're putting right sides together. So you would have the right side of the fabric here, and you just flip that over, and so that fabric was right sides together. So again, just make sure I've got my finger on the point where it's in the center, and then I'm just popping making sure those edges are still aligned, and here too, because it can move a little bit, and that had in fact. And don't stretch this edge, because it is a bias edge, so it could stretch, and then that would really distort your block here. So right, let's do our last little bit of ironing, or pressing I should say. So again, set the seam, set that seam at the same time, and then push it back, and push that one back, and there. Okay, so there is our block. I did just trim this one down, so you can see it's got a lot bigger than a 1/4 inch seam allowance from these ones here, but all I'm doing this time is I'm just trimming these straight. So I'm just going to put my ruler on there. There we are. Oops. That way there. So I'm putting my ruler on here, and what I'm just trimming as little as I can away from there. Now what I can see, can you see this diagonal line here? That is along that seam, so that to me is really good. And then I'm just trying to trim away as little as possible. So that's it. So I'm basically just trimming the ears off, and then there's just a tiny bit more. So the same here, but this time I'm using this edge that I've just cut. I'm lining one of the horizontals up, and I'm just going to take it as far as I can. It's my pressing that's made bigger there, but down here there's no excess. And so what I'm basically doing is squaring it off. So turn that anti-clockwise again, and put one of these horizontals on this bottom edge, and then move it over as far as it will go to actually take as little fabric away as possible. So we just got that little bit off there. And then the last one, again, using one of these horizontal lines to line up with that cut edge and then move it over, and we can trim those ears and just the tiniest bit of fabric away at the top. And there we have our snail trail. So there is, I mean, what they should, oh, I've got my other 2 blocks there. Let's put those. They should be a very similar size. But what you can do, you see that is, one is slightly bigger there. But what you can do afterwards with a square ruler, bigger than the one I have there, is actually, because you have got this allowance, you could actually take this down so that they're all the same size and about 7 inches square. Okay, so if you then cut yours all to 7 inches square, let's see what we can just put. Let's just take that away a little bit so that you can see. I've only got 3 done, but so what you could do, I don't know, it's quite difficult to see, but when you put them all together, it gives another pattern working throughout. So they can either be all the same way. So this one is going around like this, so is that one, and then so is that one. No, it isn't. I think it would probably, that's going around there, that's going around there. But we could have it so that your whites are in the middle, or we could, yeah, because that's slightly different, but we could have them all so that they form another pattern as they're going. But it is very, very, it's just, right, okay, yes, I didn't see exactly what that is, but this is the easy way. Right, I would not be without my table. I have one in for all my machines. It's all right. Oh, what this? Yes, the actual table. Yes. So there's one I did earlier. The one I did tonight, like so. And as I say, they will all fit together. I will at some point. Let's just see so that you can see they are the same. So I think the snail trail is just the fact that if you see, and this is why always think about the colour, it goes around. So here is your colour and it's going around, and then the other one goes the other way. So, and by the position that you actually lay them all out in and stitch together gives you that secondary pattern. But it's a lovely little block to make. It is very layer cake friendly in that, as you saw, apart from the tiny bits I trimmed off, that was the spare. That little bit there was the spare. And you get 2 blocks from 2 layers. So, as I say, quite layer cake friendly. And I could just pop that up there, couldn't I? Oh, it's getting very dark in here. Let's pop that there instead of, that's it. Did I leave that on? And I really need a design wall, don't I? There we are. So you can see from a distance how this actually swirls round and that one swirls into it as well. So yeah, as simple as that. You don't need any, you can buy special rulers, but you don't need any special rulers to be able to do this pattern. So just as a recap, with your 10-inch your layer, I have another one here. So there is a layer. What you're going to do is cut it down the middle. So you're going to cut at 5 inches, so straight down the middle. And then with that, I'm going to fold it so then with your 5 inch, you're going to have 2 pieces this size. you are going to cut it in half this way so that you have 2 charms. So you've got 2 5-inch squares. Then you are going to cut diagonally across both of your 5-inch squares to give you 4 triangles. If you're cutting it together with your second fabric, obviously you'll have double that amount because you're going to make double the amount of blocks. So that was using your first 5-inch by 10-inch strip. So this one is the remainder. Oh, I better go here. This one's the remaining piece. What you're then going to do is turn it that way, and you are going to cut off a 2.5-inch piece down here from the side inwards 2.5. So with your 2.5 piece, you are going to, let's make it look like it's 2.5 inches. So yeah, so there's your 2.5-inch piece by 5. You're going to cut that in half, and then those 2 squares you're going to cut diagonally across each one to give you small triangles. What you're then going to have left is, let's see, I'm just moving that. You're then going to have this piece left, which is just over, or it's 7.5 inches long there. So you're going to turn that this way, and you're going to cut a 3.5-inch strip down here. So we'll turn that in. So this piece is 3.5 inches by 7.5. So then you're going to cut 3.5, 3.5, and that's where you get that tiny little bit left over. So having cut your 3.5 squares, you're going to cut diagonally down the 3.5s to give you triangles again. And then all you're left with is that piece like so, which is 1.5 inches wide. Just check it, trim. There was the most tiniest, perhaps a 1/16 of an inch that I trimmed off of there. And then because you've cut the 2 pieces together, your second colour and your main colour, you're going to stitch down the right hand side, and then you can open it out, press, cut them into 1.5-inch pieces like so. And where is my second one? Perhaps I put it over here. I did. And so you're going to have a long strip of all these, cut them into 1.5-inch pieces, and then take 2 and stitch them together like so. And then you've got all those triangles to keep fitting around the outside. So, as I say, that's the only way they can be custom made. Oh, you were talking about extension tables. So, let's have a look. Yeah, oh, you've not seen Snail Trail. It is really satisfying again. You've wanted to make us, Joanna's wanted to make one. It's a lovely easy block. Yep, really effective. Does look like a letter S, doesn't it? But you can imagine doing that either all in just 2 colours, or if you used your a layer cake, you've got lots of different colours going throughout it. Yes, thank you, Ellen, and thank you, Vera. They aren't the sewing company. They sell rulers and custom-made sewing machine tables. Oh, right. Oh, I didn't see what was before there. Another project in my book to do. Yes, Shirley. Yes. Oh, Karen likes that. You might make it. Oh, you've got a playtime layer cake. Yes. Lovely colours within that. Oh, no. Well, layer cakes just make it easy, don't they? I mean, I cut the white and it was like, ugh, I've got to get the big ruler out. But when it's there, you know, you just pick 2 pieces out and put them together. Yeah, just fantastic. So with any layer cake, if you do a dark and a lighter one together, that's where you'll get the definition. So, you know, 2 contrasting, or even one lighter than the other, will give you that the definite shape that it makes. Okay, Judith, I hope you enjoyed. Lovely, lovely. Oh, thank you for all those loves, I can see. It is about 7 inches square. So it's too big for a mini. So I'm going to I shall make it in a smaller size as well at some point. I need some food, Joanna, too. Thank you, Carolyn. I'm a little bit longer than I usually am tonight because Martin was out. And he's usually saying, oh, it's dinner time, you know. Okay. No, oh, thank you, Beverly. It is satisfying, Sue. Yep. And I'm sure you've all got a load of layer cakes sitting there, waiting to be used and thinking, what shall I do with them? And I mean, you may not even want to use all of your layers. You know, just make it as, if you wanted to do a lap quilt, you could easily make a lap quilt without using all of them, because there's always those soup bowl holders, aren't there? Which are lovely for making with a layer cake. So, thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow it is 4:30. Thank you, Diane. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet. I have no idea. I've left Lindsay in limbo, not knowing what I'm doing. Oh, you're welcome, Jacqueline. And I haven't really thought about it. I've got a bit of a busy day tomorrow in, yes, what am I doing? Oh, yes, I've got to be up early for a collection. And then I have got to go out, which is unusual for me. Having them and using them, I know. Having a layer cake and using one are two very different. Or collecting, yes. There's collectors and there's sewers, yes. And sometimes we're both. Thank you, Mary. So I will have a think about what I shall do tomorrow. I did have a plan earlier in the week, but it's all just gone up in flames. But thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have something to eat if you haven't done already, because that's what I'm going to do. And I'll see you tomorrow at 4:30. Bye for now.